Making news this afternoon, Floyd Mayweather has supposedly bowed out of boxing with a perfect record after outpointing Andre Berto in Las Vegas. The 38-year-old scored a unanimous points victory to reclaim his WBC and WBA welterweight belts, emulating the great Rocky Marciano's record of 49-0. Mayweather confirmed afterwards that he'll hang up the gloves. However, there's plenty of people predicting that he'll go on to reach the half-century. Yes, it would be very un-Floyd-like if he didn't. Welcome back to the Home Run with Richard Bayless. Now, Paul Upham is in the house to talk about that fight. And, Paul, it was a predictable fight, you'd have to say, and a predictable result as well.
Yeah, it went the way most people expected. Mayweather handpicked Berto. And look, I thought Berto did a lot of good things. I thought he fought his fight, he worked Floyd over, but ultimately Floyd Mayweather was too classy. He landed the best punches of the fight, he controlled the action, he did what he had to do, and he looked very comfortable. Even after round two, he started a little bit of a dancing jig going back to the corner, so that showed you how comfortable he was in his house at the MGM Grand.
How did you rate Berto's performance? You said he went okay, but as an opponent, I mean, is he there?
Look, he's fighting one of the greats of all time, and Mayweather says he's TPE, the best ever. I don't agree with that. He's one of the all-time greats. He's probably the greatest defensive fighter. Look, one of the judges, Judge Bird, did not give Berto a round. 12 rounds to Mayweather. The other two judges gave it 2 and 3. I agree with the 3 rounds to Berto. You know, Berto worked really hard. He landed some good punches. He worked Mayweather over on the ropes. He probably gave Mayweather as much trouble as anybody has in recent years. It was probably a closer fight than against Pacquiao. Pacquiao was injured in the last fight, but overall, look, it was an entertaining fight, but you never thought Floyd was in trouble and was going to lose.
For all the show that comes with Floyd Mayweather, he actually has a pretty impressive career record, and if we have a look at some of his stats, you see that he is in the conversation for the greatest of all time and has to be.
Look, he certainly is. The only fighter that we offer that people look back at history is the great Sugar Ray Robinson, who the pound-for-pound title was created for. Well, you're looking for his record there, 49 wins, no losses, 26 knockouts. And as I mentioned in the preview yesterday, if what he did was so easy and never lost, why didn't his contemporaries, Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Shane Mosley, why weren't they able to go through undefeated? The thing about Mayweather is he's been able to stay on top. It's as hard it is to get to the top of the mountain, to stay there at 38 years of age, and there's a little bit of slippage there at 38, but geez, he's still very, very impressive.
Well, given the fact that Mayweather did say that was his last fight, we take what he says at face value sometimes, like with most boxers, of course. Does he fight on?
Look, he did retire once before, but I was impressed by the sincerity. He seemed to be genuinely emotional that this is the end, this is the final win for his career. So we can only take him on face value, but 50-0 would be very nice. But, you know, we just talked off air. Maybe this was his Don Bradman, Mark Taylor moment. Mark Taylor declared when he equalled Don Bradman's batting record. Maybe Floyd knows there's a little bit of heat out there, a little bit of criticism. So if he stays at 49-0, he'll always be talked about with Marciano. Maybe that's his thinking, but we don't know Floyd Mayweather. You
wonder what Mark Taylor would think of being compared to Floyd Mayweather, and maybe the other way around as well, Paul. But if this does happen, if he does say, right, well, I want this 50th fight, 50th win to break Marciano's record, who will it be against and when?
Look, I think he has a year off. Floyd likes to enjoy himself. He's got a lot of money to spend, another $32 million payday today. He would handpick an opponent if he's come back for 50. It would probably be a fight and attractive enough, but he's not going to put so much risk that he puts that 50-0. I think he takes a year off. He might take a year and a half off. There's always that opportunity, and look, he changed his mind once before. It doesn't mean he can't change his mind again, but one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it.
If you had the call on who he fought in a 50th and potentially final fight, who would it be?
Well, 2 of his rivals, Saul Alvarez and Miguel Cotto, are fighting in November, and that is a fantastic Mexico versus Puerto Rico matchup. The winner of that would be the leading contender for Floyd Mayweather, and the boxing community would welcome that fight, a rematch for either of the winner. Alvarez is a great young fighter. Cotto we saw recently against our own Daniel Gill. I think, to me, that would be the leading fight, because Floyd Mayweather is not really a welterweight. He's probably fought up and fought bigger guys, so at welterweight, that's probably the best match for him.
Well, I'm sure plenty of people would like to see him finish with a 50th fight, of course, but I think most people would probably like him to finish with a 49-1 record. Paul Upham, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
We're only